beautiful people of Nigeria, and it's a good day because I'm so happy. Because if anything they call me to us, we'll be saying a bad thing. I'm unavailable. Then they know they see me. You getting this up? How you doing?
We thank God. It's a lovely morning to all our viewers around the world. My name is Ige or Lalikon, and I hope this week will be great. Morire, what do we have for the issue for the day?
My name never changed. My name is Morire Rebila Hawa, and I'm here gallantly by myself. And it's a program which you always enjoy between Monday throughout the week. It's the newspaper headline from BGI TV Current. Usually, I deal with the Punch newspaper with so many writers. And it's just unfortunate that what is happening right now at Niger, it is not a good thing because there was a coup that went viral throughout the headlines, the news stories, which is happening as the Govt to Mohamed Bazoum, president of Niger, former, because the coup has removed him and they are having a military ruler for the success of the coup in Niger. But ECOWAS are sounding a note of warning to the coup plotters that yes, they want them to return back to democracy, to helping democracy sustain in the country. Right now, I'm having the Punch newspaper, and on the front page, the first rider, NLC insists on Wednesday strike, mobilizes workers. And the next one, Kanu return to DSS custody after check-up by personal doctors. This is a good one. And the next one, 15 ministerial nominees submit credentials ahead of screening. And the very one that is taking a large portion on the Punch newspaper, uncover CBN, NLPCL mess. Economist groups tells Tinubu special investigator because the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has invited auditors and investigators to go after CBN, NNPCL. This is a very good step. And the last one again coming, NDLEA nabs Lagos nightclub drug suppliers. Government warns operators. I hope after the arrest of this very person, there is investigation and there is a sentencing for him to face the wrath of the law. Another one again, Operation Flush, 88 robbery suspects arrested in Lagos. Clampdown continues. That's coming from the police department. Also, over 2,000 Nigerian girls stranded in Mali, Napti. I submit my case. Let's hear from you, Ige, not Bola Ige.
Okay, thank you, my colleagues. In case you are just joining us, this is BGI TV Current. I will enjoy you to sit tight and go through with us as we take you through the daily for this morning. And from my own hand here, I have the Vanguard newspaper, and at the same time, I have the Nigerian Tribune. And from the Vanguard, subsidy remover, Nigeria on brink of collapse, and that is according to Catholic bishop. Federal government remain major threat to airline survivor, and that's according to expert. 5 killed in Adamawa as Hoodlums loot government private warehouse for food items. Tinubu commend Assistant G from Imokedu Foundation's endowment fund for civil servants development. ECOWAS gives Niger Republic coup plotters 1 week to restore Bazoum as president. And from the Nigerian Tribune, Tinubu orders probe of CBN. CBN currency floating policy will kill the naira, and that is according to Lawal. Youth breaks into Nema warehouse in Adamawa, steal maize, rice, mattresses, others. And this is to tell you that the Nigerians presently, the people are now doing what? They are reflecting their pains on the country. If you look at what happened in Adamawa, hungers are written on the faces of people. People are passing through a lot of suffering, and that is why you see that when such thing happens, since government cannot control it anymore, I want to use this opportunity to advise President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to make sure that he step up in his palliative initiative? Or what do you see to that?
Before you go further, Ige, not Bola Ige. Truth about Nigeria is that there are so many talks and talking, reactions, agitations, cries. People are weeping. But the truth is that so far we are Nigerians. We have this originality, strength to stand tall above all storm. If truly we have leaders who seem to understand why they are in those positions they occupy, from the Senate, ministers, legislature, commissioners, SSA, chairmen, governors, deputies, to mention a few. Must we cry before they hear what we need? Must Nigerians weep? Must Nigerians die before they do the needful? Since we've been talking, what has been their reactions? What have they done? But according to what you said, that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should try to make sure the palliative he wishes or he desires for Nigerians, let it go through a normal channel that will that would bring succor to the hardship Nigerians are facing. And so to say, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing all he can and all he seemed or he deemed fit to be thoughtful for Nigerians. But what about his cabinets? Are they loyal to his dispensations? Wouldn't they be like that of former President Muhammadu Buhari with his kangaroos haunting Nigerians, disrespecting the rule of law, neglecting the cries, the pains, the agonies, the death from Nigerians? You supported some parts in the country and you said you are a president. Former President Muhammadu Buhari remains the worst Nigerian president on record ever. Because even some northerners are so ashamed to have voted Muhammadu Buhari as the last president before the emergence of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So I want all Nigerians to deem it fit. We remain Nigerians, and we should be proud that we are Nigerians. We can survive any storm, but I pray to God Almighty to please endeavor to bring smiles, joy, and happiness onto our country, our great nation, Nigeria.
I say amen to that. Muri Rabila. Let me just take you through this Vanguard newspaper for the headline. Subsidy removal. Nigeria on brink of collapse. Catholic Bishop. The Catholic Bishop Conference of Nigeria yesterday raised the alarm that the removal of fuel subsidy without cushioning the effect has put the country on the brink of collapse. The bishop's alarm came as Nigerian Employers Consultative Association, NECA, pleaded with the federal government to urgently address the pains of the people arising from the removal of the subsidy on petroleum. However, efforts made to get the reaction of the special advisor to the president on special duties, communication and strategies, Mr. Dele Alake, did not yield any result, as he neither responded to a text message sent to his phone nor pick up his call. But the president of CBSC, Most Reverend Lucius Nwejuru Ugoji, raised the alarm in a homily delivered at the Maria Asokputa Cathedral during the reception of Supreme Subordinate President of Key Knights of St. John International, Professor Rami Uche, in Owerri. Weekend said Nigeria might be heading for the principle if nothing urgent is done to effectively check the current economic crisis facing the nation and its citizens. Look at this. Relate it to what's happening in Adamawa. You'll see that it is getting to a point whereby Nigerians cannot even bear it anymore. There has been a lot of clarion call the president should try and see that he is able to put up some measures that will reduce the tension, and at the same time, put some palliative measures in place that will deliver the people from this pain. Or Muriri, what is your take?
What about if the president signed and approved a grant for all states in Nigeria, and individually those state governors hijack it? For example, if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu says, okay, individually all residents of a state should have 350,000 naira, and governors in Nigeria at every state level hijack this grant, this program on palliative, and turns out that 350,000 naira to, let me say, 100,000 naira. Whose fault? Just like what that legislature stated, was it last year or a few months back?
Exactly.
There is no how individually we can get access to all of these grants on palliative if the state's governors hijack it. The only thing that can make it go round is when there is loyalty from each state governors, from each senators that represent each state, join hands together to making sure that these grants goes round and Nigerians have access to these things. Take, for example, the salonist, barber's shop, the tailors, the bead makers, the traders in the market, provision seller, if they have access to all of these things, or people who are in the suburb have access to all of these things, as the federal government is planning it, honestly, we wouldn't have any hardship. Nigeria economy will grow and compete internationally. If we have working system in this country, everything will be minimal. We can sleep with our two eyes and wake up with joy and happiness and say, God bless Nigeria. The way US is having these prayers regularly. USA is having the largest refineries among all countries in the world, and they are doing fine. Before, they were not having any, but when they seem to think about the future and their government began to reason, how do we sustain our economy? How do we make provisions to our citizens? How do we make life easiest for our citizens? And they are top-notch when it comes to a working refinery, a working system. You can go on to check on how much the budget for health every time they sit at the Senate. You can go to check how much the budget for security. Fine, we have these loose guards concerning shootings here and there in the US because they legalize the use of guns and ammunition. But some people violate these things. Some people abuse these rights. There is no how a country will be that we wouldn't have any criminal occurrences. So to say, if Nigerian leaders today think of we are there to represent a large portion of people from our constituency, definitely everyone will surely have a happy time, happy moment. What about the hashtag NSAS? The people that died. From Lagos State, they are telling us that these are the bodies they picked from so many locations. We all understand what is happening. Nigeria is a country that We bring so many dramas to cover the true stories. May God help us.
Amen. But Moire, I think, let me just come in from one particular area of what you just talked about. If you look at it, I think discharging administrative functioning is a very important skill in every organization. But I think one thing I believe if government can add to all you've just said is the area of supervision.
Yes.
If you implement a policy
Or a program.
without any supervision and thorough monitoring, there will be a disconnection between the executive and the masses.
Okay, sorry.
Just like what you said.
It is not disconnection. There will be looting.
And that is why I said it's a disconnection because
use the right word, looting.
Because the information have not gotten to the right people you expected the information to get to. So the state government might decide to rebrand, you understand?
Rebrand or change it.
Exactly.
Not repackage, because if you are repackaging something, you still want to do the needful. But when you change what philosophy that carries what is expected of people of your state, like all of these abuse-minded governors. Imagine, you say you are doing a program on palliative in a state, and not everybody in that state knows about it. That is looting, that is stealing. Some state, for example, Ondo State, Ogun State, to mention a few, or your state still stands tall because the governor is working. The capital city is a new town entirely. I can vouch on Seyi Makinde, governor of Oyo State. I keep saying it. Let Prince Dapo Abiodun, governor of Ogun State, come out to address Ogun citizens, indigenous, residents. These are my scorecard. Come out and show us. We are not condemning his government. We are not condemning his personality. Well, we are talking about what is happening, what is existing right now in Ogun State. Let him come and show us what he has done for the people of Ogun State. If you cannot make new things happen, continue from the left projects. Right now, we do not have commissioners in Ogun State. We only have permanent secretaries discharging their duties. What happened? If truly some failed during the first tenure, 4 years, at least Ministry of Health, Dr. Kuka.
Yes.
We had a good record concerning Ministry of Health. Information too. The person worked. Until date, no commissioner. We do not have any commissioner in Ogun State. Or Ogun State is having no commissioner. There are no commissioners. Why is it like this? Why? So money meant as salaries, remuneration for all of these commissioners. Who is taking them? We should wake up now. On the Punch newspaper, I'm having a story. Uncover CBN, NNPCL mess. Economist groups tell Tinubu special investigator. Why they tag them as special investigator is that if others are taking bribe or bribes, if others are joining hands together to loot Nigeria, these people are here to give us account and details. The spending, the grants onto, the budget onto NNPCL and CBN. Like one man who comes from Jigawa State, is it Kazauri, or what is this man's name, that was saying, let the president call me, I have my facts.
It's Kazauri. Kazauri.
He said they should invite all of the deputies under the suspended CBN governor, Godwin Emefiele. The man knows what he's saying. Let us listen to realities. Let us listen to facts and figures and checkmate all of these things. Normalcy will return to Nigeria. The story is, economists and civil society organizations have backed the appointment of a special investigator to probe the Central Bank of Nigeria, Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited, and other government business entities by President Bola Tinubu. the experts and groups in separate interviews. On Sunday said the investigation was necessary to ascertain if there were any infractions or alleged abuse of office by the suspended CBN governor, Godwin Emefiele, and other top government officials. Example, Abubakar Malami San,
Exactly.
former Attorney General of the Federation. That man abused his office. He abused so many rule of law, and you call yourself a son. It is barbaric. Even the Minister for
Aviation.
Adi Sirika.
Exactly.
How can you go ahead and bring into Nigeria an Ethiopian airline that has been existing and you painted it green and white? What rubbish. Aside that, Minister for Humanitarian Affairs, Ahmed Zainab also,
Zainab.
she was saying at when she was facing a session that some money were hoarded and the figure was not right, so we changed the figure. What were those money spent for? On what? Nigeria is okay.
Okay, Moriri, let me just quickly take you through this headline from the Vanguard. ECOWAS give Niger Republic coup plotter 1 week to restore Bazoum as president. Now, Moriri, the issue of the coup plot in Niger Republic is no more a news. But the question is, don't you see this as a threat to the entire African continent?
No.
Why?
If truly President Mohamed Bazoum had remained a transparent leader, giving out everything necessary as a president to its residents, to its people, the military wouldn't have taken over. I saw a video, Minister of Finance, known and unknown from the story. He was given 48 hours to come and account for all of the spendings the government have been doing in Nigeria. The man was crying and weeping. If he fails, he's going down through firing squad. I'm not celebrating the coup plotters.
Exactly.
I'm not hypnotizing them, celebrating them that yes, they had a victory. No. We do not want military rule again in Africa. We want democracy. So as for Africans to enjoy the dividends of democracy. But for the military to have taken over, the guards, the aides from the military arena that goes everywhere with the president Mohamed Bazoum are the ones that pointed gun at him that you're no more the president. It means the president has failed Nigerians. He hadn't been doing things favorably to Nigerians. And they cried out. And the military seized the opportunity to remove them from power and install themselves to rule. Just like what happened at Afghanistan. Now, their action is condemnable. And it is not a good thing. But the truth is that if you are there in a position acting like you are untouchable as a sacred cow, some people are watching you, just as the way God is watching every one of us. So, if ECOWAS are saying they do not want the military rule in Niger, ask President Mohamed Bazoum what he has been doing as a president in the country. Unforgivable, unwanted, unnecessary actions, policies. Because if truly the country is good, there wouldn't be any takeover. I'm not supporting the coup plotters who have succeeded in removing the President Mohamed Bazoum, but all the same, there should be a round table discussion.
Roundtable discussion. And if you are just joining us, this is BGI TV Current. Please, you join us and make sure you follow us on all our social media handles. You can watch us live through the YouTube on BGI TV Current. You subscribe, you like, and you follow.
And you share.
And you share. So, now the next question, Moriri, I think I want to ask this from the Nigerian Tribune. And that is according to the Senate. They said, we are set for screening of ministers. Now, a list has been sent. So what is still holding them down to have done that?
It is not about speculating or speculations.
Okay.
And whoever is talking against the list, everything goes through due process.
Okay.
There will be screening, there will be scrutiny, there will be questioning to all of the names on the list, on the ministerial list from the president. And when they go through all of this exercise or this due process, definitely whoever scaled through convincingly, mark the word, convincingly, whoever scaled through, just like a student who sits for an exams, and if he or she fails, you're going back home. And if you scale through with convincing scores, you emerge as a minister. No doubt about it. Not because you had served as a governor before, or you had served as a technocrat before, or you had served in one capacity or the other, and you expect a very free way to success. It is not done.
Okay.
That is why we have hellfire and paradise. If your character is good as a Christian or a Muslim, and you believe in your God, and you have a good character, definitely beg God for His mercy. But if you are a tyrant, if you are a bad person, definitely only God can change you. And now the next rider I'm having, NLC insists on Wednesday strike, mobilizes workers. And the story is the Nigerian Labour Congress has commenced mass mobilization ahead of its planned nationwide strike scheduled to begin Wednesday to protest the hardship occasioned by the fuel subsidy removal. In a schedule obtained by a correspondent in Abuja on Sunday, the NLC urged Nigerians to join them at the Unity Fountain, Abuja, on Wednesday, August 2nd, 2023, 7 p.m. And to the rider, NLC insists on Wednesday strike, mobilizes workers.
And just like the one you take the other time, let me take this from the Nigerian Tribune. Tinubu appoints special investigator to probe CBN-related entity. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has appointed a special investigator to probe the Central Bank of Nigeria and related entity. In a letter dated 28th of July 2023, addressed to Jim Osonyede Obaze, the Chief Executive Officer, Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria, President Tinubu said he was appointing him as a special investigator in continuation of the fight against corruption, while noting that the full terms of his engagement will be provided later. The letter, personally signed by the President, informed Obaze that it would be required to take immediate steps to block further leakages from the CBN, ensure probity, and strengthen key government business entity. And just like you said the other time.
All right, moving on. I have another story. Obaze, ex-FRC boss who attempted to sack renowned clerics, suspended others. The newly appointed special investigator by President Bola Tinubu, Jim Obaze, served as the Executive Secretary of the Financing Reporting Council for more than 6 years. From November 2010, when he was appointed as the FRC boss, till January 2017, when he was fired by former President Muhammadu Buhari, Obaze never showed any discomfort with controversies, as he made several controversial headlines. In January 2017, before he was fired by Buhari, Obaze got entangled in controversy due to the enforcement of the Code of Corporate Governance Law, and the writer again, Obazi, ex-FRC boards who attempted to sack renowned clerics, suspended.
And from the Nigerian Tribune, I have this. It says, CBN currency floating policy will kill the Naira, and that is according to Lawal. Now, the issue of the Nigerian policy towards this new government in power, and looking at it in comparable to the dollars, I think President Bola Ahmed Tinubu still need to work hard in order to keep the Naira at its standpoint, because it's going to, at the long run, affect the economy of the country. If you look at the way it is now, the dollar is appreciating the more, while the Naira is devaluating. Which means that when the investors come in, when foreigner comes in, they get hold of a lot of things in bulk. Which means, as time goes on, I just pray that Nigerians should not start experiencing hyperinflation as a result of this.
The truth about it is that if it remains that Nigeria economy is crawling, the Naira will keep depreciating and the dollar will keep rising. Because USA is working. USA, they have corruption allegations here and there, but Donald Trump remains the ex-US president that will be going through investigations as concerned with corrupt charges. He remains the #1 ex-US president. We never heard anything about Barack Obama or Bill Clinton until his own time. Yes, if you have your money, if you're a business guru or a business icon, established one, what about the popularity again that you're yearning for? So if Naira really wants to remain like $1 to $1, definitely Nigeria must have a working refinery, a working economy, convincingly. That is that. Then the next one again I want to say before we call it a wrap, Tinubu to address Nigerians today. I wouldn't know if it's going to be a televised process. But let me have the story. The President, Bola Tinubu, will address Nigerians on Monday, today, 7 p.m. The President's Special Advisor on Strategy, Communication and Special Duties, Dele Alake, announced this in a statement released on Monday morning. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will make a broadcast to the nation on Monday, today, July 31st, 2023, at 7 p.m. Television, radio stations, and other electronic media outlets are enjoined to hook up to the network services of the Nigerian Television Authority, that's NTA, and Radio Nigeria for the broadcast. The statement read, so to say, I will enjoin Nigerians to please endeavor to listen to what the President have to say. And when all of this presidential speech is made, definitely he wants to address the nation for something significant. We can't condemn that, but let us hear it first. And when we hear it, the positivity in it, and solutions to all of this hardship due to the policies Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President of Nigeria, is going through, bringing it to Nigerians. It means everything got buried and killed by the former administration, former President Muhammadu Buhari. Now, before we can bring normalcy to the country, I will confess to you, if you have a falling building and the roofs are down, everything is down, before you can erect a beautiful structure, you need to evacuate the rumps, the rumbles, and in the process, people will sweat, the laborers will walk. Nigeria is going through that right now. This is how far we can go, and today is our newspaper headline from your darling station, BGI TV Current. Regularly we'll bring these talks and discussions, bringing justice to all of the writers on the Punch newspaper from my side, and from my colleague from the newspapers he had talked about. We want to tell you that on this program, our second segment usually comes with a guest where we interview, we ask questions, and for today, we might not be able to do that because all of the people we've tried to invite, they're having one or two engagements, but subsequently, against tomorrow, look out for one. And be diplomatic by joining us every morning on a daily basis. My name still remains Moriri Rabila Lawal.
And it has been a wonderful time to all our viewers out there. I remain Ige or Lalekon, and I want to advise you, let us keep a date with us tomorrow on another edition of Paper Review.
As
Take care.
we end it with Let the Poor
Breathe.